walk for miles inside this pit of danger. Guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 108, I'm pretty sure, of Deadman's Deliveries. Today I am unboxing this Greatest Hits Series 8, I want to say, Batista. Not basing that off anything. There's a big series of figures. Got quite a few figures in there. You got 8 figures in there to be exact. You got Ron Simmons, the first ever black world champion. You got Undertaker, who I'm planning on getting at some point maybe. Rey Mysterio, who I do have somewhere. In fact, he's right here. Here is the Rey Mysterio, a re-release of Elite 24. I think the Ron Simmons is a re-release of the Hall of Champions figure, and then the Undertaker is from like Elite 30 something. Up next, you have Seth Rollins, which is just a Shield figure from like. He's got an Elite 70, he's got like an Elite 25 and stuff like that. You got a Hulk Hogan, which there's tons of Hogans, I don't know what that's from. And then you got Jimmy and Jay, who I also have. I'll probably unbox them in the next episode, episode 109 of Deadman's Deliveries. So if you want to stay tuned for that, if you're interested in those figures, stay tuned for that. Hit the subscribe button, we'll have left a little link there, or just go down there, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on, and you'll be updated when that and all my other uploads come out. And yeah, we're going to get into the Batista, which is obviously the one I picked up from. I picked this up from the Entertainer quite a while ago, and I am unboxing this because of if you saw those pictures that surfaced of Bron Breakker the other day with the World Heavyweight title when he attacked Seth Rollins, turned on Seth Rollins. You might have also seen the Batista comparisons he's been getting, you know, to do with like Evolution and the Vision as a whole. We're getting Evolution comparisons since they began, so I thought because of that I'd go for this Batista, and it's a really nice figure. I've been meaning to unbox it for a while, and yeah, here he is, the Batista. Obviously, big talking point is this referee shirt, which has a hole in the back, but other than that, it's a really nice top, isn't it? Really nice referee shirt. You have obviously the black and white stripes, then the red surrounding the black and white, and then obviously a bit of red there for the WWE scratch logo. Same on both sleeves, and then you have the hole in the back. I'm guessing that's because he put it on and it was too small for him, so it ripped in the back and it ripped on the shoulders, as you can see there. If I had a referee figure to hand, I would try this on just to see how it'd look, because it'd be nice if you could cover up that hole and just put it on a referee figure, but you know, it just looks a bit weird like that, doesn't it, for like use of a normal referee, but it's a nice accessory nonetheless. And then here is the figure itself. It's quite basic, to be honest. As you can see, you have the plain black boots. This is I think it's basically only Batista that has these boots. They're the nice strapped ones with the sort of buttons up there instead of like the laces. But yeah, really nice. And then you have the long knee pads, which I will be swapping if I get a chance. The legs move fine, which is nice, especially when I've had this in the box for quite a while. And then on the trunks, plain black background with Batista in like a yellowy orange sort of outline, the blue letters, and then the purple sort of embossing or like outline of the letters. But yeah, really nice. And then you have the infamous sun tattoo around his belly button, and then on the arms you have more. Sorry, the camera just does not want to focus at any point. Let's see if that focuses it up a bit better. actually did, to be fair. More tattoo detailing on this right bicep, and then the left shoulder and bicep. And then the back is where you get the main tattoo detailing of Batista, the dragon that he has on his back in the blue and the red. And then the back of the trunks, you get the red and pink dragon. And then on the two elbow pads, you have the white Batista logos with Batista written on the inside. If you can actually see that. Yeah, you can. Yeah, focus quite well there. But yeah, really nice figure. As for the head scan, that's what it looks like. It's okay. Obviously this was like a very short haircut of Batista when he sort of buzzed it. It doesn't, I'm not a huge fan of the hair. It looks like he's got like gingerish hair when in fact it's just like dark hair cut really short. Not really any sort of remnants, is that the right word? I don't know. Any sort of, I think it is, any sort of stubble that he actually does have around here, but he has that weird little line beard there. Fair enough. But yeah, nice figure. Really nice figure. Poses quite well. The articulation seems to be all good. Bicep cuts are fine. Torso is all good. The knees bend. They're a bit stiff, but they just sort of are these days, unfortunately. There's not much you can do about that. Focus on this is terrible. Sorry about that. But yeah, nice figure. Really nice figure. Quite plain, quite basic, but I don't know what more you can really get, because Batista's gears generally are quite basic. I would probably stick a new head scan on it, like a, you know, an older sort of Ruthless Aggression style Batista. I really like his Ultimate Edition, the white and the red one. I think that's such a nice figure. Really underrated in my opinion, actually. I just think it's really nice. If I could find it quickly, I would get out, but it's really dark in here. There's another Batista. Oh no, I've just picked up LA9. Here's another Batista, just so we get a bit of a comparison at his Ruthless Aggression. This is when him and big Triple H, now Terrorist the Booker, Paul Levesque, turned on youngster Randy Orton. Here he is with his longer hair, which we'll swap the heads just to see what they look like. You know, if you prefer the short hair Batista look, then if you swap it on a Ruthless Aggression figure, it looks fine. Maybe the neck's a little bit short, or maybe the head looks quite small actually. I don't know if that's just because, you know, he has no hair basically. And then the neck looks a bit long. Yeah, I think the heads are different, obviously, like the neck pegs are a bit different, but I don't think that looks terrible. Skin tones maybe slightly different as well, but yeah, I really like both of these figures. I think they're really nice. Nice, like, plain sleek attire on this one, and then I think this attire is really nice. I really like the colors on it. The sort of darky pink is really nice. It's something you don't really see very much, but I think I really like Batista. He's I don't know where I'd put him in my all-time ranking. I mean, I don't really have a normal, I don't know if I've got like a consensus all-time ranking, and it doesn't even like fully come into like who are objectively sort of the best, because that's where you throw in guys like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, Kenny Omega maybe. You know, there's so many great wrestlers that should probably be on the best of all time list when it comes to like in-ring work. Overall, as characters, obviously things change. As characters, you know, Sting, Undertaker should be in there. Other guys like that. Bray Wyatt, because of maybe his versatility, you know, as the cult leader, as the Fiend, as the Firefly Funhouse. You know, he had so many different sort of personas. It's Randy Orton for his heel work, maybe. Roman Reigns, that's a debatable one, but some of his character work in recent years has been really, really good. So, yeah, I don't know where I'd put Batista, but I really do like Batista. He's one of my... Is he my favourite member of Evolution? I prefer him to Triple H and Ric Flair. I don't know about Randy. I don't know if I prefer him to Randy. I like both of them. And he could potentially have a bit of a successor. Is there a man on the roster like him? Is Braun Breaker the next Batista? Maybe. He's a powerhouse. He does a good spear. Maybe he is the next Batista. He's a bit smaller, but I mean, he's sort of in that role. He's coming out of a faction like the Vision, like Batista did of Evolution, a massive, massive star, and will definitely go on to main event WrestleMania as soon as next year, potentially. Who knows? But yeah, I really like both guys. I'm a big fan of Batista, big fan of this figure. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Just because I don't know what else you can really do with the figure. I think the head scan could be a bit better, more accurate in terms of like how the hair looks. For me personally, I would prefer the referee shirt to just be complete, because I would like to, you know, use it as just a referee shirt rather than the moment that it depicts. But obviously I understand why it's like that. And same with the knee pads. I would prefer shorter knee pads like Braun Breaker has on there, but if it's more accurate, I understand why they've done it. But yeah, that is all from me for today. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, leave a like, subscribe, with your post notifications turned on. As I said earlier in the video, give you another chance to click up there or down there. Comment what you thought on the figure, if you have a figure, if you like the figure. If you don't have the figure, but now you're going to get the figure, that's even better. That's what these videos are for, is to inform you and to make you, like, give you a chance to make decisions on figures, because that is what I use other people's reviews for, to decide if I like a figure, if I'm going to buy a figure, you know, if I'm on the fence about it. So hopefully I have made your mind up for you. Well, not made your mind up for you, but led you to a decision. Either way, I think it's really nice. If you don't have a Batista figure, this one's perfect. It's obviously really, really, really good. I prefer Ruthless Aggression Batista, but to each their own. If you prefer this era, if you prefer this look, then absolutely go for it. Great figure, well worth it. And that is all for today. So as I said, like, comment, subscribe, comment what you thought, as well as any other videos you'd like to see on the channel, and I'll be sure to get to them ASAP. Hype the video as well if that's an option for you, and all of that good stuff. Remember, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, from this Greatest Hits Series 8, I think it is, I might be talking shit, is coming next in Deadman Deliveries on episode 109. So stay tuned for that and much, much more. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.